we actually went through team mobilization. We did the purpose of the meeting and the team norms. Those are the ones we focused on yesterday. And while we did that, we created pages for that. So we have the purpose of the meeting. I can see that Loretta updated this place with, let's see. So Loretta and Aragbeshola did updated this page. So we have the objective and we have the product vision. Okay, great. Who else worked on the product vision? Anybody want to share? Who worked on the product vision? Any takers? What are the 3 ways you can write a product vision? What are the 3 ways you can write a product vision? We discussed that when we're talking about products.
The vision board. Good evening, Florence.
Good evening, Mohammed.
Yeah, we have the
vision board. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, we have the vision board. We have the vision box too. Then we have the vision page.
Good. And I saw Ida also posted in the chat, vision box. So yes, correct, Mohammed. We have that's the 3 ways we can write product vision. Do we have anyone that wrote the product vision for the simulation in any format? Don't be shy. If you actually did something, don't be shy. Okay, I guess you guys will do something. You guys need to encourage me. Okay, I'm going to show you a sample of what a product, based on that simulation, what I did and or what one of my former students did. Okay. So this is an example of a product vision, right? As you can see, this is the elevation pitch, right? So based on that simulation, this vision was written, right? So the vision was saying that for IOC, who would like a platform for reselling and auctioning tickets, the Olympics is a cloud-based e-commerce platform. This will help eliminate scalping, ensure tickets are more accessible legally, provide security for buyers and sellers, extra source of income for IOC. Unlike freelance black market, eBay, these are their like competitor. Our product allows for transparency, IOC-owned reputable brand, regulatory backing, data confidentiality, and security of personal and private information. These are also an example of product vision board. The purpose of the platform is to control the resale of Olympic event tickets, support the easy access to tickets, and discourage scalping. Target group, seller, buyers, needs, easy access to tickets, transparent pricing, added comfort for buyers, curb scalping, what the product entails, and what the goals are. So this is an example of a product vision using the elevator pitch. This is another example of a product vision using the board, okay? And you can also use the box, okay? So I'll go back to my agenda. So with that, we completed the product vision as well. Okay, so I'll let you watch a video on product vision, then we go into business strategy and condition of satisfaction. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen for you to watch an example on product vision. Okay. So I might not fully play this, so I should take time.
Loretta has a hand raised. I don't know if she wants
Loretta?
I think so. Our next break.
Loretta?
Yes, good afternoon, parents. Sorry, good evening, everyone. I just wanted to ask you, you just shared something right now with a product vision using elevation pitch. Is there a way we can get it? Like, I'm just like seeing that with the explanation for the first time. The day you shared it, I was not around.
It wasn't shared. That was another class that did that, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I told everyone to work on something, right? So well, nobody shared, so I shared mine. Right?
We can't get access to that, can we, or no?
I actually did mine, but I guess I missed when you asked us to share.
Oh, okay, share. I want to see. Do you have it?
Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, I will share now.
Okay. Timmy, can you give Mohammed access?
just a minute, please. Yes, he has access now.
Mohammed, you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Good job. Good job. Yes. So walk us through the vision.
Okay, so the vision, I used the vision board. I wanted to actually use the elevator pitch, but I guess I didn't get a way around it. So I resorted to this. So the product will be established to enable sport lovers attend Olympic events through a seamless ticketing procedure that is guided by the International Olympic Committee regulations, because they want to actually have their own regulations being have an impact on the project. The product will address the unfeasible nature of fans getting tickets through the primary Olympic channels due to them going out of stock in a very short time frame, in addition to the geometrical attendance increase. Hence, there will be an animation of tickets being sold at overpriced rates by retailers making adjustment for profits. So what are the target group? They are the sports industry. So I think the industry being targeted as the sports industry, winter and summer Olympic events. Then the customers, both the fans attending the events and the verified ticket vendors or retailers. Then it needs to solve the lingering problem of ticket racketeering. Then how is it going to solve it? It provides a fair platform for ticketing transaction, a fair platform that would actually look at how, because there was a part of the use case where they said the IOC is actually going to confirm if the tickets have been received before disbursing the payments to the seller. Then now what is the product? It's actually an online transaction product, and it's going to be called Olympics. Then is it feasible? Yes, it is feasible. It is a feasible product to develop and also scalable to adapt with growth, because there are some parts of the use case I was talking about, some things that are going to be done in the future. Then the business goals. The IOC will be able to regulate the ticket prices and protect interest of both buyers and retailers while making revenue, because they're going to collect commissions through commissions. Then the goal is to create a platform that provides trust. In a nutshell, a platform that provides trust is continuous development, because it's going to be at ease. Then it's going to have a continuous development. I guess that's where I'm actually proud of. Like I say, I can boast of. These are the ones I was just actually guessing out.
It's fine. The product vision is what I want to say first. We'll discuss the remaining one.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let me stop sharing.
Yeah, that's a very, very good one. Good job. I really like it. And the fact that you were detailed about it, that's very good. Are you doing Salesforce consulting or business analyst?
Consulting, really self-account. I only joined this because I have, I was a project architect, so I felt this is something that would really go with my previous life. So I just wanted to put everything together.
Makes sense. So good job. That was very good one. So Loretta, over to you. You can tell Mohammed to put that for you on the conference page, okay, so that you can see. Okay, so that's a very good job from Mohammed.
Thank you.
Okay, so the one I showed you before was just from other students. I will add that for you guys on the board as well, so that if you want to get it for the other others as well, right? I'll add that. But I think Mohammed did a fantastic job to it, right? So you can see that everyone comes up with it in different perspectives, as long as you're using any of those 3 areas, right? So this is what one of my former students did, and you can see what Mohammed also did, right? And somebody else also did this as well, right? So I'll put this in the other board for you guys, and Mohammed, you can also add yours as well, okay? Good. So while I'm putting that, I'm going to share a video on product vision. You know, sometimes videos also help. So when you watch the video, it helps you, you know, sink that knowledge in as well. So I'm going to be sharing that video now. Optimize for video sound.
Now that we're going to talk about is the vision of the project. I'm going to give you just an overview of what visioning is about. What does a vision really look like? So typically a vision statement looks something like this. This is Geoffrey Moore's elevator pitch for this target client or this target customer who has the following need or opportunity, some problem that they've got. This project or product, whatever we're going to be offering, has the following compelling benefits to them. Right? So that's the typical statement. An optional part of that vision statement is, unlike their current alternative, which doesn't work very well, obviously, our product or project is going to be different because of this, this, and that. So that's one example of how you can write a vision statement. The other one that's really popular and easy, and maybe that's the one that we could use today, and Kelly will facilitate that for us, is something called designing the box. So designing the box means that you have very limited space to sell your product and to get it into the market. And so you want to show people that are looking at your product, what is the benefit of this product? So the front of the box usually has what is the name of the product and what are the main benefits of that product? What are the key selling points for it? And then the back of the box has, here's the description, generally what it is, and here's the key features that will be delivered from the product. Make sense, you guys? So that's an example. I am going to show you a picture up over here real quickly of a couple of examples of other visions, so you can see a product box. So this is a front page of a member portal site that has, here's the key objectives, which is reducing call volume, increasing self-service. Notice that they're written in a way that's more value-based. Here's like sort of the objectives of the project. But then the back of the page has, here's a general description that the member portal provides convenient, efficient, highly available access to their benefit information. And then here's the features that will be delivered. So, all right, take it away. Kelly.
Melissa, as product owner, you want to help us with our box exercise? Do you want to do the front page where we focus on the benefits?
Yeah,
or
we
do you
can
want to
do
do
front.
second? Okay, front.
I've never done one of these before, so you guys will have to help me out.
And Melissa, even before you begin to write it, can you just tell us in general, what is this about? So just sort of verbally talk to us about what the project is about, what your vision is, and then we'll help you. Even the rest of the team will help you put together your product box.
Okay. Well, a lot of you might know that in today's world, we receive phone calls from the agents in order to submit claims. What we really want to do is make that process more seamless. These agents don't have to choose us to work with, and I think we've been pretty difficult to work with. So we really want to make our process easy, fast, give them a portal to come in and enter their claims so that they're not thinking, well, our competitor is easier to deal with, so I'm just going to start selling those products instead of ours here at Agility. So we really want to make sure that we're more competitive, easy for the agents to deal with. Right now, they just don't have very good access to their information. They call in, they give us the claim information, and then they pretty much never see it again. If they want to know where it's at, they have to call us. Even just within our claims department, Michelle, you can chime in at any time, we have all these handoffs. We even don't know where the claim is. So we need this front end fixed, and also we need to do some things with our own internal back end processes, get some automation, some workflow, some notifications. We just need to get a better handle on exactly what we're dealing with at any given time.
And we're spending probably half our day just cleaning up data entry errors and having to manually go into different places to find systems and get the data to be able to respond to these agents. They're getting very frustrated with us. My peers and I are very frustrated with them.
Okay, so you can see how they are coming up with the product vision. So Mohammed, brought up the product vision and he shared with us. So on a normal day, what will happen is the product owner or maybe the Salesforce consultant or business analyst is going to talk about what they want to achieve, right? And the team will work together to put a product vision together, right? What they're actually going to be working on, right? And that's what I told you guys to go put together, right? And share today, which Mohammed did, right? So that's how the team come together to put the product vision together. They are going to work together, but the product owner, right, which might be the Salesforce business consultant or the Salesforce business analyst in that scenario, leading that effort, right? You can see the role the Scrum Master is playing. The Scrum Master is going to facilitate that session. The Scrum Master is going to let the product owner know, oh, come over, you need to lead this session. You need to tell us what you're thinking in terms of the product vision, right? And before you know it, they will all work together to create that product vision, okay? So that's what happens there. So I'll go back to my board, the agenda, so that we can continue. Remember, I told you that this takes us about two to 3 weeks, depending on the team. So right now we're done with the product vision. The next thing we want to do is called business strategy and condition of satisfaction. So for business strategy and condition of satisfaction, what we are trying to do, why are we doing business strategy? Remember when we were talking about product, we talk about the fact that we'll do the vision, we'll now do strategy, right? Before we can now put our roadmaps together. So why are we doing business strategy? We just want to understand what we are doing more. We want to be able to understand the complexity. We want to be able to understand the scope. And I told you that you can use different ways to put your business strategy together. You can do a business canvas. You can do a competitor analysis. You can do different things, right? You're going to use different ways to come up with that. And I told you guys that you should come up with the business strategy. So this was the link I shared with you yesterday. I noticed a lot of people didn't put any information here.
Hi, Florence. Sorry to cut you short. Your screen is a bit blurred. I don't know if there's an adjustment you can make here.
1 second. Is it still blurred?
Yes, it is.
Is it better?
No, it's not.
Let me put it on another screen.
Okay.
Is it better?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So I told us to come up with a business strategy, right? To determine some of these things, right? So what does the business strategy help us to do? The business strategy will help us to understand what we are trying to work on better. So we're supposed to come up with the high-level scope, the vision, which Mohammed already gave us. So someone already put a vision here as well. The products we established to enable sport lover, eventual seamless ticketing. Or is it the same thing that Mohammed told us? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so you come up with the vision, the value proposition, right? What is the value, right, for doing this? Why is the IOC doing this? What is the value they are going to get out of it? What is out of scope? Who the stakeholders are, right? Any legal compliance, what team structure should it look like? Compliance, known assumption, identify dependencies, known issues and risks. But it seems like we didn't use this. Did anybody come up with this apart from Mohammed? I know, Mohammed, you had some high-level scope and other things you came up with. Did anybody work on this apart from Mohammed? Nobody came up with the business strategy. Okay. This is a tough class. Okay. Mohammed, do you want to share again and walk us through some of the business strategy you came up with?
I will share my screen again to show what I was able to come up with.
Good.
So I understood the high level scope to be the the scope of the product that actually deals with the minimum valuable I've forgotten what the P stands for, but that's what actually what they really need to have on the go, to come up. So so the sellers will auction the tickets to the highest bidder. So then they need the platform to be able to have an auction to allow auctioning. Then the seller set an initial bidding price. The seller can also limit the duration. So there must also be a timing, and then set the start and end date. So these are very important. Then the tickets, and if the tickets are successfully sold, the buyer pays through the international credit card. So they need to partner with some maybe MasterCard and the likes.
Exactly.
Then the seller will then post express tickets to the buyer, Olympics. So they need to actually now look for, there must be a geolocation tagging. Then also when the payment goes in, the payment should actually stay with IOC first. Then they also need to have a way that the IOC is supposed to be able to contact to share information with the buyer so that the buyer can say, I've gotten the tickets. So that there's supposed to be an approval for the money to be disbursed back to the seller.
Yep.
And I think that's what I understood as the high level scope.
And you put down the milestones, which we have March 30th.
30, yes. This was things that come up with it.
Yeah, so those milestones now help you to understand what your release 1 will be, right? So we already know that your MVP will be March 30th, right? So they gave you this project in December. So they're saying that by March 30th, the first release should be up. By June 30th, the second release will be out. By August 30th, the third release will be out. You understand? So that those milestones help you to understand those releases, right? For the stakeholders, we'll work on the stakeholders together now, right? Then you talked about out of scope. So out of scope.
I was believing the out of scope where there were non-functional requirements that I don't know if you're seeing my PDF screen. Is it showing?
No.
You're still seeing. Okay, let me share the use case that we received. So I felt the out of scope were supposed to be things that are not in the high level scope for now. Something that has to do with scalability. So that's actually something that has to do with data storage, then the disaster recovery. I don't know if I'm correct.
So did they say that is out of scope? No, I don't think they said that was out of scope. So they are telling you what's required for the non-functional requirements, things you should consider. It should be scalable and all that, right? So out of scope can be, as they talk about credit and debit card, right? Maybe cryptocurrency can be out of scope. They also, they focus on, they said the languages should be English and French. So it will be only in English and French. Maybe other languages will be out of scope. That's how you determine you're out of scope, right? So that one day somebody will not tell you, why is it not in Spanish? Right? So you want to explicitly say that, okay, this application will only cover English and French, something like that, right? So now what you came up with, those things are helping you to understand it more, right? So everyone is going to discuss in a collaborative way. So just imagine you want to implement a Salesforce system. That's how you guys will be discussing it, right? To understand what you want to do, right? So this was a sample of what I wanted you guys to come up with. And I wanted you guys to use that morale so that you can get familiar with it. Because when you get to organizations, especially those large organizations, this is what you're going to be using for collaboration, especially when you're in an hybrid environment. So this is what I wanted you guys to come up with, right? So Mohammed did that, but he did it on his paper, right? So you can see March 30th, June 30th, August 30th, you can see, right? What are some of the constraints, resource constraint, time constraint, because you have to deliver at a certain time period, right? It's already given to you, right? So there's time constraint, right? What are some of the assumptions? Original ticket is from IOC. What does that mean? It means that if the IOC was not originally from the IOC, then maybe you can't resell that ticket, right? You can see some of the let's look at what we have here in the out of scope. So out of scope here, we have cryptocurrency payment is out of scope, other form of payment apart from credit and debit card, language outside of English and French, right? We have different stakeholders, you know, the IOC, the regulatory, thought finance, sponsor, sales and marketing from different areas. Some of the dependencies, known issues and risks, security of financial platform, data privacy, right? So what the business strategy helps you to do is to help you understand more, right? You want to look at it and understand that, okay, oh, are we considering this? Did we consider all this? So it gives you that big picture, right? You can use this. You can also use the competitor analysis to understand, you know, what product you are trying to build more, right? So that's what the business strategy helps you to do, the overview, right? Unlike, you know, when we're doing, if you remember waterfall very well, we used to do something we call like a business case. It will help you understand what you are trying to do, the cost benefit, the risk, the recommendation, and all that. So this is what, you know, this helps you to achieve, right? So that you have a better understanding of your product, and you can, it will help you to gather requirements from all angles. Okay. Any question on the business strategy before we go on? I will still leave that page for you guys, you know, for those that want to learn morale, you know, to use that opportunity to learn the morale, okay, using that link. Okay, so this is what some other students have done. I've sent back yours to you. It will still be open till the end of this week, right? So you can use that to learn how to collaborate together to document all those information. Okay, so any questions on the business strategy?
I have a question. So this is Mohammed.
You can go ahead.
Okay, so this business strategy, I think it's not actually the sprint planning, right? It's something that precedes this plan.
Yes, we've not started sprint planning at all, right? You know, I told you that we're starting from the fact that you're given a new project. What do you do? How do you go about it? If they're already in a sprint, if you get to an organization that they're already doing sprint, that means the project or the product is already in existence. In that scenario, what you're going to do is you're going to go look at the artifacts. You're going to read up, right? So that you can catch up. You're going to meet with people, have one-on-one discussions. Oh, you know, tell me more about the product. What have you guys done? You want to understand what sprints they have, when it's going to be their next release. You get? That's what you're going to be discussing. But if it's something new entirely, all this needs to happen before you actually start a sprint. And that's why we call it the initial planning and readiness. Does it make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, good. So I will go back to my board now.
Sorry, Florence, I was raising my hand.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. You can go ahead, Jim.
Okay, thank you. So I have a quick question on the business strategy and constraints, you know, and all of those.
Mm-hmm.
Are they, like this strategy that we're talking about, is it strictly for this project at hand, so this product that we're trying to create, or does it incorporate like the strategy of the company as a whole? No, or it just has to do with the product?
For this product we are trying to create, you are looking at it. Yeah, you want to open up that product. You want to see how this product relates, right? In terms of what stakeholders, what is the scope, what are the constraints, what are the dependencies, you know, what are the skills needed, right? Things like that. So it's based on this project. What are the regulations we need, right? So it helps you. Like, for example, when Mohammed was talking at that time, he mentioned something about, oh, we might need to have partner with the payment gateways, right? Because we need to be able to do debit and credit, right? So we need to partner with all this InterSwitch and all those people, right? So because you're doing that business strategy, all those things will come up. It will help you gather your requirements in full and not from one perspective.
Thank you. What if it's a product that is for internal use only? So like this one, we have external like customers and all of that. But if it were like a project to improve like your process, will the business strategy and like I'm just trying to get what would that be?
You do business strategy, but you might not do business strategy from a business model. It might be maybe you're going to use what we call personas, right? Remember when I talked about personas, I said you do fictional character. So for example, maybe you're building something for personal and commercial banking, and you have a director, you have an administrator, you have a operation support guy. So you can now say, oh, this application we are building for personal and commercial banking, you now do a fictional character, a director. So if it's a director that's using the application, what would the director want to see? What are the things the director needs to have in this application? What the director needs to be able to do an approval. So how do we put an approval in place? It will help you gather requirements from that director's perspective. Then if you say, oh, as an admin using this application, what should they see? What are the things that are expected from the admin perspective? So because of that, it will help you understand the admin perspective and gather the requirement from the admin perspective. You understand? There are different ways you can come up with a business strategy, right? So you can use this business model canvas, you can use personas, you can use competitor analysis, and a lot. There are different ways. Does that make sense to you, Sean?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, Wahab.
Good evening, and thank you for the class so far. I don't know if my question will make sense to this class, but I just want to understand the concept of V to Mom in Scrum.
Of what?
V to Mom. The concept.
Of V to Mom.
V to Mom. Like value, vision, methodology, obstacle, and measurement or measures.
That's just, how will I put, because how will I put that to you now? These are some of the things you use, right, to help understand your product very much, right? So it's more like, so V2MOM is not specific to Scrum. Let me just use that word, right?
Okay.
You understand? They are like strategy terms. They are things that helps you to understand the value of what you're doing, right? To understand your product better. Like the way we have the 5 Ps, 5P strategies, like the way we have the business canvas. All these things just help you to understand your product better. So that's just another way to help you understand your product. It's not specific to Scrum. You can use it even if you're doing waterfall or any other project delivery method, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'll go back to the board. So we've already talked about our business strategy. So what's condition of satisfaction? Condition of satisfaction is just something we say when we say that, okay, at the end of the day, what are we going to use to measure to say that we are successful, right? So from this simulation case study perspective, what is the main thing? What are some of the things you look in that, okay, when we implement this, then we can say we are successful, right? Does anyone have an idea of what that should be? Mohammed, let me ask you, because you did something on it, right? So from the perspective of if we implement this idea, this application, this Olympics, what do you think would be our condition of satisfaction? Like, what value are we going to bring that we're going to be able to measure to say, yes, we achieved something?
Okay, to start off, there will be, the platform will be easy for use for the buyers to actually use. From the initial. There's going to be you're supposed to have a significant migration of people coming into that platform it's supposed to trend. Like, oh, if you have to actually go this, do it. Oh, and all people actually telling each other that I was able to actually get my ticket, and it was seamless. So it was supposed to be a seamless
transaction. So what would that help? So because they are able to go to that site and do seamless transaction, what will it help with at the end of the day?
It's actually going to help the forthcoming events. They're going to have people be able to attend it according to a real-time amount of people. Then it's going to also give pedigree to the event as I don't know how to put it, but it's actually going to help the the business also, because actually iOS is going to make commissions and all those things. So it's actually going to profit the event from the buyer, the IOC, and the seller perspective.
Yeah, so they are all going to make income. Then it's going to be safe for the user, right? And it's also going to eliminate that what do they call it? Mitigate that black market. You understand? They want to use that platform to mitigate it so that you are buying the real ticket, right? And you are not buying it at a very high price from someone. So it's like a level playing ground, right? So you cannot eliminate that black market, but you will mitigate it a bit because people can come to that platform to buy, right? Yes. So it will meet the goal to end the black market. That's what they want to achieve at the end of the day. So they will be able to measure that because this platform is now available, have they been able to reduce the black market of selling tickets, right? Okay, so that will be the condition of satisfaction, right? Now, the next thing we want to do is stakeholder analysis. As I said earlier, the why we're doing the business strategy is also why we're doing stakeholder analysis. We want to understand, right? We want to understand who our stakeholders are, right, on this project, right? Because if we understand who our stakeholders are, it will help us, right? So that we don't miss out on anybody in any format, right? We don't miss out anything, right? So we want to do a stakeholder analysis.
I think you have some comments in the chat.
In the chat?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw it. So they talk about generating income and meeting the goal to end the black market. Yes. So Wahab, so yes, they're going to make money, right, from the selling of the ticket, but their end goal is for them to eliminate or mitigate that black market. So stakeholder analysis. So when you want to do stakeholder analysis, you want to do it both from internal and external stakeholder. So I'm going to put internal stakeholder here. And I'm going to put external stakeholders. And remember, I told you that if you, for those that have access to this, you can come in and start writing the stakeholders. For those that don't have access, you can just put them in the chat and I'll put it in. So based on this simulation, I'll put this link here. So for those that I gave access yesterday, come in and start adding more stakeholders, right? You can collaborate together. You can be working on it, I can be working on it. It doesn't affect anybody. So I've added more lines, right? So now, based on the simulation, let's start talking about who the stakeholders are, right? So in this scenario, who are the internal stakeholders and who are the external stakeholders? Wahab said IOC. Yes, the IOC is a stakeholder. More. Internal stakeholders are within the organization. So let's say we are the organization that is going to implement that stuff, right? So those are the internal. Regulators, yes, Loretta. Regulators are also stakeholders. Okay, so internal stakeholders, external stakeholders. So internal stakeholder will be sponsor, or let's say Scrum team, the finance department, for example, right? They are all internal. Financial platforms, good. Those are stakeholders as well. More. I can see people writing the stakeholders. I can see Mohammed and Adebayo are in. More stakeholders. Let's think through. What other stakeholders can we have? More stakeholders. Seller. So we have the sellers. The buyers. Good. The buyers. More stakeholders. Any more stakeholders? You're going to have the legal people, right? Legal. You have to consider, right, from the legal perspective. Who are the online vendors? Online vendors are either the buyers, right, or the sellers, right?
Yeah, I typed that before I saw the sellers.
Okay, good. We are going to have financial platform. We're going to have banks as well, right? We're going to have let's see, the government is also going to be involved because the government might bring out some rules that we might need to follow through, right? We're going to have, let's see, operations. So why are we doing all this, right? At the end of the day, we are doing all this because we want to understand all our stakeholders. We want to be able to analyze all our stakeholders so that it can help us come up with the different areas, right? We want to be able to look at the requirement from their perspective, right? So all this will give you a bigger perspective, things where all the areas that things can come up, all the things you need to be able to analyze. So that's why the team is trying to understand their stakeholder internally and externally. Okay, so I'll just publish this. So Mohammed and Adebayo, when you guys are done, also publish. Okay, so that's how you understand that. So this will help you to understand more. So if I go back to agenda, right, that's the stakeholder analysis, right? Now, let's say we have done the stakeholder analysis, we've done business strategy. Now we have a better understanding of the product we are trying to put in place. We have a better understanding. Most organizations will now continue to do this because they want to be able to have a bigger picture. They want to see the flow. They will use things like process flow, UI diagram, personas, use cases, UI flows, right? I talk about persona. Someone, when Shane was asking about if it was an internal application, right? Where you use the director, you can use the administrator and all that. Even external, you can look at it from the buyer perspective, what it will look like. From the seller perspective, what it will look like. So in this scenario, I would just want us to use to do a flow from the buyer's perspective. Like, let's do a flow from the buyer perspective. And for the flow, you can use things like app diagram. We're going to use app diagram now. You can use things like Visio. You can use things like Lucid diagram, right? For the personas, you can use things like Figma, right? You can use things like Figma, right? And stuff like that. So different applications that you can use. Some people can even use Excel, right? To put it together, to put their personas together. So depending on that organization, what they use, then even you can decide to learn tools and use those tools, right? Wahab.
Sorry, once again, I would like to know what will inform our decision to use any of those aforementioned should I say platform in achieving this? What will inform our decision?
It depends. So for example, if you have UI UX working on your team, right? The UI UX team will want to use Figma. They want to do maybe a UI flow. They want to do things like personas, right? They will want to do that, right? If you have more of a business analyst, the business analyst might want to do a process flow, right? They might want to do use cases. So depending on the team structure, but at the end of the day, you are doing all this to be able to understand that flow more so that you can put up your requirements together, right? So depending on the team, depending on what the organization that team is used to, and depending on the skills that they have on that team. If the team does not have the skills to do personas, they might decide to go with flow, right? So depending on the team, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. So right now, I'm thinking we should do a process flow, but we'll do a process flow. We'll pick one of our stakeholders, right? So let's look at those stakeholders and pick one of the stakeholders. Let me go back to stakeholders. So we have different stakeholders. Okay, so let's pick from the buyer's perspective as well. So we're gonna do from the buyer's perspective, right? But I don't know, is anyone good with flow here? You're gonna be the one to lead us in the flow. We'll all support you, but you'll put a flow together that we want to understand building this application from the buyer perspective, what it will look like. And you're going to lead us in that flow. We want to lead us in that flow. You are going to use this application. I'm going to post it in the chat. So who is going to lead? It's fine. Just try. We'll support you. Who's going to give it a try? Do you want me to call name? Loretta, are you a business analyst or a consultant?
How did I know that I was going to be called? Are
you serious?
All right, I'll try.
Okay.
Give me a flow.
Are you ready? You said the link is not working. It should
What
work.
are we using to do it?
I'm posting it in the chat now.
Is it Visio? Oh, okay.
I put the link in the chat, so use that. And you share your screen. Tammy, can you give Loretta access?
Yeah, she does have access already.
I have a lot of things open, but okay.
Loretta, your mind was already telling you that I was going to call you.
I wanted to run away.
Okay, Mohammed is working now. Good. So Mohammed, you can be doing one too. It doesn't matter. So click on decide later.
Okay, hold on. Let me just move the Zoom out of my way.
Good.
Right. This looks like Visio. What app is this, please?
It's called app diagrams.
Oh, okay.
So just like Visio. Yeah. So look for a start process.
Yeah.
I think that's the overall one. Yeah, or just type start in this.
Let me just type start on the search. Yeah.
Okay, the first one. You can use that one too. No, okay, I think that's
this one.
Yes, okay. So where are we starting from? We're starting from the fact that, let's say, potential users, right? So start potential users. Potential, we're looking at it from the buyer perspective, right? So start potential buyer. So if the potential buyer is coming to your application to use your product, where would they be landing on first? What would they see first?
On the website?
Yes. So what do you think they will say first?
Login page.
Login page, right? Login page. Okay. Login page. Home page. Someone said home page. Okay, let's say landing page, right?
Okay.
So the landing page. So yeah, you can use.
It's a process. So I have to get a process.
Yeah. Okay. So landing page. Okay. So when they're on the landing page, you want to know if they have already been on your page before. IOC home page. Yeah, so landing page, home page, the same thing, right? So when they're on your own page, what do you want to know? You want to know if they're a new user or they're a returning user, right? So you're going to ask a question. So you need a decision box. Mohammed said either you want them to sign up or log in. So for you to know if they're going to sign up or log in, you want to ask a question. So that's a decision box there. The one that looks like triangle. No. Go down. Down. No. Sorry. Go back up. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
this one. Yeah, this one down. Yeah.
So that will be your decision box.
I don't want to put it right here.
Okay.
Down?
You can put it down, yes. So from the landing page, it goes to the decision box. It's fine there. Yeah. So your question in the decision box will be what? Returning user. Is he a returning user? So just put returning user. Question mark. So if the answer is a no, let it go to your left. Yes? No?
Okay.
Yeah. Then it goes there. Then put a box there for them to sign up. No, leave that. Use the same process box for them to sign up. You pick it up. Move it. Good. So that will be what?
No.
You put an arrow there. Good. Then put no in the middle of that arrow.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if it will let me.
Just try to type. No. Good. I think she just copied and pasted, right? Is that how you duplicated the process box, right, Doretta?
No, I just Control D.
Control D, Mohammed. So that will be sign up.
And then if it's a yes, it's a sign up. Okay.
No. That no, they will sign up.
Oh, okay.
They're not a returning user.
All right.
Right? So it means that they've never been to your site before, right? Because they said no, right? So they will go to sign up page.
Okay.
Good. So if it's a returning user, if it's a yes, then they will go to the login page. Remember, Mohammed said that when they reach the landing page, they either sign up or log in. So we use that decision box to know if they're going to sign up or log in. Just put a process for
just another process for yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Under the decision, yes. But that will be a yes. I hope you guys understand what we're doing. Do you guys understand? Good. Okay. So that will be a yes, right? That will be login. So after the user logs in to the site, what will they do, right? What will the buyer do? The buyer wants to buy a ticket, right? It logs into the site. What will it do next? I'm looking for answers, comments. Add to cart.
So they will actually look at the calendar for the events so that they can actually choose the events they would like to attend.
So they will browse events. That's what you're looking for. Now, because Becca said add to cart. Becca, before they add, they have to look for it now. They can't just add anything, right? You get it, right? So they have to browse, they have to look for it or search for the events, right? Good. So after the login, they will browse or search for the event. So you can use search for the events. Oluremi said we should search for the events. So from login, there'll be another
process. Okay.
To say search for the events. Then after that, Adebisi said select ticket. Before you can select the ticket, you need to click on the event, right? It's from the event you now know which tickets to select, right? So you select tickets to search events, click on the event, which is the same thing as select events. Okay. You can keep doing it straight, it's fine.
I can't even see. I think there's something blocking me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't. Don't worry, I'll try and see if I can close this. Can you see the part that says style text arrange on my right?
Yes.
Is there a way I can close this? No.
Yes, you can close it.
I cannot. Close it. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. You don't even have to go to the side. You can go straight and keep going down. It's fine.
Okay. So, sorry, I'm not reading. I'm not able to see the chat, so I don't know.
Okay, search for events. Then the next is select events. After select events, then we said select tickets. I think you like the side.
I want to bring it down. I'm going to bring it down now.
It's fine. It's fine. Just continue. Select ticket.
Select ticket.
Yes.
Event,
so
select event, and then
select tickets.
Oh, no.
After you select the ticket, what happens? What happens after you select tickets? Payments, Bawo. Have you forgotten what happens in when you are trying to bid? You can't just add to carts. You need to bid, right? Want to bid? You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Remember, when you are selecting the tickets, when the buyer, this IOC platform is for the buyer for the seller to sell their ticket and for the buyers to buy the ticket, right? But it's not just like you buy and sell like that. You are bidding for the ticket. So the highest bidder is going to take the ticket, right? So after you select the ticket, the next thing you want to do is place a bid. Exactly. So after you select the ticket, the next thing you do is place a bid.
Sorry, guys.
No problem. Place a bid. So when you place a bid, what happens? When I place a bid, right, I want to know if my bid is successful, right? I want to get a notification, right? So if you place the bid, so you want to view the initial value and place bid. Okay, so now I place my bid. So what happens after that? I want to be notified, right? What of my bidding decision, if I miss the value, right? Yes, if I meet the value or not. If you don't meet the value, you can always change your bid as well, right? So let's say you place bid, at the side of it, put bid.
So place a bid is a decision box then, right? Because it's going to give you a yes or no response, right?
No.
No? Okay.
When you place the bid, it's a process, right? You're placing a bid, right? Yeah. Then an arrow to the side that says bid status notification. You want to get bid status notification. Then from the bid status notification, take an arrow down and say change bid. I will explain what that means. Change bid should be a decision box. So let me explain what I'm saying there. You are placing a bid, right? Now they will tell you, let's say that they say, okay, place bid for this thing, right? The initial value, let's say, is $5. You now place a bid of $10. They now give you a bid notification that Wahab has placed a Wahab, or they might not tell you the name. Somebody has placed a higher bid of $15, right? So that's your bid status notification. That decision box, put it under place bid. Put it under place bid.
Okay.
Yes. No, under place bid.
Under place bid. Okay.
Yes, just put it there. Then the arrow from bid status notification, take it to change to the decision box.
Okay.
Continue that arrow.
So is there a reason why the bid status notification box is different?
No, she just picked it.
I just picked. I'm sorry, I can change that.
So no, don't bother. So that box she used is actually the process box itself.
Yeah, because I figured that, because that's what I thought from Visio. The other one have sub processes, right?
Exactly, correct.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stress that.
You can. I'll change it. I just picked that one. That's like the first thing that came out.
Yeah.
So what's the decision box? What's in there?
Yeah. So you put change bid.
Change bid. Okay.
Change bid. So, we have a lot of analysts in the house. So they're already looking at it now. Why is this girl using a sub process?
Sorry, guys. So,
I'm glad that someone mentioned it because I know, but I was like, okay, don't let me stress Loretta, right? But I'm glad someone mentioned it. So the one with the in the boxes that has lines are sub-process, right? Why the one she used for bid status is the main process box. And you're going to be doing this in organizations. So when you do things like that, people will just be looking at you, especially for those that know. Some people don't know, so they don't care, right? Good. Take it to the one at the side. Good. So bid status, right, is going to ask you a question that, do you want to change bid? If you say yes, right, then it take you back to place bid.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then the arrow goes back to place bid. Okay. If you say yes, that you want to change your bid because Wahab has bidded $15, I bidded $10. If I don't bid more, Wahab will win. And I still want to bid, so I want to bid $20. So it goes back to place bid.
Okay.
An arrow at the top of the decision box. Yes, take it back to place bid. Don't worry. With time, you get familiar.
It'll be good by now. So it's for me not to be good.
Put a yes in that. Good. So that means if you want to change your bid to $20, it go back to place bid, then you get a bid status notification. So if I don't want to change bid, it will be a no, right?
No, okay.
Yeah, take an arrow down.
Process or no? Is that okay?
If they know, it should also be another question.
Another question.
The question Wahab is asking, win or not, right? So something like, was the bid successful? It would be another question.
Another decision box.
Yes.
Okay. I'll be able to change box from here.
Just delete it.
Yep.
So win or not, or you can say, was bid successful? Good. Remember to put a no from that change bid.
From the change bid, yeah.
Yes. Baker, that's a good question. Who decide on the time limits? It's not the buyer, right? So we won't look at it in this scenario, right? So maybe you can look at it when you're doing IOC. flow, because IOC will decide the time limits. You get what I'm saying? So this flow, we're just looking at it from the buyer's perspective, right? If you're doing the IOC flow, you look at it from the IOC perspective. If you are doing the seller zone, you look at it from the seller's perspective. Does it make any sense to you? Because the buyer will not decide on the time limits. Okay, good. So was the bid successful? So if it's a no, on your right-hand side of the decision box, it should go to end bid, because it's a no. You end the bid.
Okay. That's
like the start and stop.
Okay, box. Yeah. I cannot see it here.
Just use anyone, it's fine.
I'll just use anyone for now. Well, let me just take you from here.
Okay. Okay. So if you're a consultant, if you're an analyst, you should be able to do this easily. You should be able to do this flow easily, right? Because that's some of the things you'll be doing. So you should be able to
no, end.
End. That would be
end.
Bid. End. Because its bid was not successful. So it's going to be end. So that will be a no. The arrow will be a no. So if the arrow is a yes, what happens? If you actually wins the bid, what happens? For those people that have bidded for something before, if you win the bid, what happens? Payment, exactly. So take your payment. Okay. No, you are not taking payment. Remember, we are doing it from the buyer's perspective. So we are making payments. So if you're doing from the seller's perspective, that's when they will take payment. Remember? Okay, it takes you to payment. Okay, I get what you're saying now. So Loretta, put a yes. Yes, if it's a yes, just do it to the side before you go out of the square boxes. Do it to your left side. So you put a yes, you now say notify buyer and make payments.
That's a process.
Yes, that's the process. Notify buyer and make payments. So after that, buyer makes payments. Another process, buyer makes payments. After the buyer makes payments, what happened? Mohammed, you mentioned that when you were sharing something the other time. What happens after?
I think before even payment, you need to input your location, because they said there's supposed to be a charge for delivery.
For delivery, but that's why you have sign up and sign in, right? So if you sign up, you are going to make sure that in your sign up, your details are there with your location. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yes, that's true. So it's going to be part of the.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So that means before payment, I'm not supposed to have the person supposed to actually see details of their payment before payment, or that will be in the seller's passport.
In the buyer's, this is buyer, right? Who is making payments? The buyer, right?
Yes, so because you have to actually see before you see a breakdown of your
payments. Yeah, so I think that should be part of the notified buyer, right? So I win the bid, they will notify me of the details of what I'm going to pay and all the details, right? Then I'll make payments. Right?
Oh, okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Then our buyer will make payments. You said something about that time that when you said that IOC will hold it for a while, right? Until they confirm the ticket, remember?
Yes.
Exactly. So after the buyer makes payments, that means the buyer needs to confirm receipt of the tickets, right?
Yeah.
To validate that ticket, so that it's easy for IOC to send money to seller.
Correct?
Yes, buyer will validate the ticket or confirm receipt of the ticket, something like that, before, so that I'm just Loretta, Zoom.
Okay, sorry.
That's an issue, Zoom. So something like that. So what we just did now is from the buyer's perspective, right? Now, because of this, we are able to understand the different areas we need to tackle when it comes to the buyer. So imagine you do this for all your stakeholders. You'll be able to understand the process from a big perspective, right? And that's why they do all this. So they don't want to miss out any stage. They don't want to miss out any point. And they want to also give the user a very good experience. So imagine the team doing all this before they actually start the project, right? Before they actually start the sprint. They've started the project already, but before they actually start the sprint, right? So these are the things they'll put in place before they actually now start implementing the work. Thank you so much, Loretta. Thank you.
We're done? Okay, let me change this. Can I stop sharing? Or?
Yes. So at that point, we finalize our flow, right? Bob, let me share my screen again. So we've been able to finish this. We've also done the flow, right? The next thing we're supposed to do is start to now brainstorm. So imagine we've done process flow for all the different stakeholders, for payment gateway, for all those things. Then we'll now start looking at what we form our epic from there and start breaking out the story, right? So let's imagine that we want to do that. But before we do that, I want you to watch some videos just to stick that part, to make that part stick, right? Then we'll now go into breaking down features, okay? Let me see. The stakeholder analysis is clear. Do you want to watch? Okay, let me start from condition of satisfaction. You see that a bit, all those videos, I'm going to play it for you, just short bits, right? You see that, then we go into the other areas of the work.
Okay, so let's talk about conditions of satisfaction or project level definition of done. What does that mean? You guys came up with some awesome objectives for why this project is important, but we need to be able to measure these objectives. Just pointed at that real hard. We need to be able to measure these objectives in terms of how will we know that we've really succeeded. A lot of times we come up with these objectives and we have no idea at the end of the project, did we really succeed, did we not? Or many times we'll put those in the business case, but the team doesn't know about them, they don't plan for them, and we don't really make it real. So we don't actually measure ROI from our project. So that's this conversation. Examples of condition of satisfaction is, for example, if you want to increase customer satisfaction, you may want to take a survey before and after. If you want to increase processing, you may want to look at cycle time. So let's have you guys have a conversation about how will you measure success of these objectives.
Team, these are our objectives. These are our features for our new product or new project. We have to come up with conditions of satisfaction. I know, Lisa, you said one of the most important feature was faster processing, to get that agent to have that ability to submit that claim.
Right.
What type of satisfaction, what type of measures would you like to see? And this is for everybody, it's not just for Lisa.
Sure, and I'm going to actually look to Michelle. What is our time right now for an agent to have to call in, and what's that processing time like?
Best case scenario, when we're on the phone with them, we can get all of the information entered into the system in probably a 20-minute phone call. If we can reduce that down for the agents to actually just submit it to 5 minutes would be ideal.
Okay. So from 20 minutes to 5 minutes. Perfect.
That would be great.
Yeah. That's like cycle time. Very good. Any other measures for this?
So you can see what I just wanted to show you there, that you can see that the Scrum Master is the one facilitating, right? The Scrum Master is facilitating, but the information is still coming from the business, from the sponsor, from the business user, from the product owner, and the team will also be chipping in, right? So imagine you are the Salesforce consultant. You need to be able to come up with how we're going to measure success at the end of the day. Right. So even though the Scrum Master will facilitate, you, the consultant, the analyst will still have to give those information to the Scrum Master. Okay. As Scrum Master is facilitating that process. Okay. So we have an idea of what condition of satisfaction is. So the next one I also wanted to say is the stakeholder analysis, right? It's just for you to have an understanding. You know what that means already. Ose.
So I just want to add, this process map that we did earlier, is that also done in this meeting, or is that what the product owner would have done prior coming to the meeting?
So the product owner might have done that prior to coming to the meeting, and they will now discuss it in the meeting. Or sometimes you do it together, right? For most projects I've been on, has always been a collaborative effort. So we do it together, right? So the product owner can now go and put a finishing touch to it, right? But it's a collaborative effort, because as you are thinking, someone else is saying something. You can see different comments coming in the chat. Based on what they are saying in the chat, I'm also thinking, I'm adding information to it. Okay, oh, this should come before this, right? So we are all collaborating together to get it done. Okay. So even, for example, stakeholder analysis, sometimes the Scrum Master might have put some together. But during that sprint zero or initial planning, the team will come together and they will also discuss it so that they can get the stakeholder from all.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about a stakeholder diagram. What do we use a stakeholder context diagram for? A lot of times we go into projects and we forget people. We forget departments that matter. We forget internal people that we need to be influencing or getting on board or getting their feedback. We all of a sudden remember this external partner that we should have been talking to or thinking about how are we going to interface with. So a stakeholder diagram is a really cool tool, very visible, colorful, and you'll see Kelly's going to use our colors today in terms of who's impacted by this project. Who do we need to think of? So Kelly, walk us through this.
This is our project, Agility Insurance Company, Agent Portal, and Michelle said we're going to use purple to identify our internal customers and blue for our external. So who are our stakeholders? Who's going to be affected by the portal? Who will be using the portal?
Well, obviously our agents.
Yeah. Agents. That's external?
Yes.
Okay. Claims team. Both from an administrative, management perspective.
Department.
Yeah, the claims department.
IT, because of all the building and support of the new system.
There's some accounting information that we are going to need.
Accounting system or accounting department?
Accounting department.
Yeah.
We need some capabilities of the reporting.
And we're going to have to build integration with our training partners, CMS, which is Centers for Medicaid Medicare Services.
External, right?
Yeah, external.
Okay. CMS.